Hi guys, welcome to new session of Stutor's. Today we will be dealing with the class 11 biology chapter Morphology of flowering plants. Before going to the video, subscribe to our channel and enable the bell icon to get daily notifications of our videos. So let's move into the session. Angiosperms, or otherwise known as flowering plants, is the most dominant plant species found on Earth. More than 235,000 species are angiosperms, which means that 80% of green plants are angiosperms. They are of various size and shapes, so ranging from the tallest Australian eucalyptus, which is of 100 meter, to smallest duckweed, which is of only 2 millimeter. There are a wide range of plants in between these two categories, which includes orchids, cactus, etc. etc. Now, what makes these angiosperms so dominant on the terrestrial ecosystem? It is the internal plumbing mechanism which made it so dominant. These elements which helps in this internal plumbing mechanism is mainly xylem and phloem. Xylem is a vascular tissue which helps in pumping of water to all plant parts, and phloem is a vascular element which helps in the pumping of mineral elements or mineral nutrients to other plant parts. Another factor which made angiosperms so dominant is its best body layout. Now it has a root, a stem and leaves. So these are characters made angiosperms so dominant and fascinating species on Earth. Another character or factor which contributes to angiosperms is the flowering character. Now the flowers is a reproductive organ of angiosperms. So this is the Australian eucalyptus that I have mentioned, which has an average length of 100 meter, and this is a duckweed which I have mentioned, which has only average length of 2 millimeter. Now these white spots you see here are the flowers of duckweed. It's so small. Now the plant parts, it has a root, it has a stem, it has a leaf, flower and fruits. These are the basic characters of angiosperms. Now let us see the morphology of fruit. I hope you know what a morphology is. Morphology means nothing but the external appearance of a plant or structural features of a plant. That is the basic meaning of morphology. So here we'll be dealing with the morphology of the root first. So what is a root? A root is a structure of a plant which helps in water and mineral absorption. So it has root hairs which helps in the absorption of water and later on conducting the water and mineral nutrients to the upper part of the plants. If you see, the root system is a little bit different in dicotyledons and monocotyledons. These are two sets of plants. So in dicotyledons, normally elongation of the radicle forms the primary root. So the primary root, if you see in this picture, this elongated portion, this purple color thing, is the primary root, which bears several lateral roots known as secondary roots. So this portion here you see is secondary root. Now the secondary root also bears several other branchings. See in this portion you can see branches on the secondary root. These are known as tertiary root. So this system in which there is a primary root which bears several other lateral roots is known as a taproot system. This taproot system is generally seen in dicotyledonous plants. Now the next one, the monocots. So what's the difference? Monocots also have a primary root system, but it is short-lived or ephemeral. But then it is replaced by a large number of roots which directly arise from the base of the stem. It looks like a fibrous structure, so hence that's known as fibrous root system, and this is mainly seen in monocotyledons. For example, if you see the grass root from your land, you can just pull out the grass and see the root system of the plant. You can see like same structure in grasses. Now the next one, a special type of roots, that is sometimes roots arises from parts other than the radicle, or in other simple terms, sometimes root may not directly arise from the base of the root, as we have seen in taproot or fibrous root. The third picture here shows the adventitious root. Here the root is arising from the plant stem apart from the base of the stem that is seen at the node. So these type of roots which arises from the parts other than radicle or simply base of the stem are known as adventitious roots. We have seen the different types of roots based on its origin. Now we have to discuss about the structure of roots. So let's see the diagram first, then we can discuss in detail. This is the basic structure of the root. The tip or base, the edge or apex portion of the root is covered by a cap-like structure, which is known as a root cap. It helps in protection of the tip of the root as it goes deep into the soil. Another region just above the root cap is a region of meristematic activity. Here the cells are thin-walled, so this is the region of meristematic activity. Here the cells are thin-walled and the cells have high dense cytoplasm, and it is highly dividing cells. So these cells are immature and these cells are meristematic cells. Above the region of meristematic activity, there is a region of elongation. Here the cells are rapidly dividing and contributing to the growth of the root. So this is the region of elongation. And above this region, the cells are mature and differentiated and take up different functions. So such cells are known as mature cells, and the region is known as region of maturation. Another striking feature of region of maturation is that there is some hair-like structures. So this you see here is a hair-like structure, which is otherwise known as root hair. It helps in absorption of water and transferring into the other plant parts. So this is the basic structure of the root system. So once more, there is a root cap, there is a region of meristematic activity, there is a region of elongation above that, and above that there is a region of maturation which has many fine hair-like structure known as root hairs. Now, sometimes the plant has to live in a wide range of ecological situations. In such conditions, the plant has to modify its structure accordingly. So the roots are in some plants are modified accordingly. So let us discuss that in detail. The first one is that sometimes the root is modified for storage of food. The taproots of carrot, turnip, and adventitious of sweet potato, these are just examples that I am talking about, are modified for storage of food. If you see in this diagram, this bulged portion of the root here stores food. So this is a root modification for storage of food. Another one is that sometimes the root is modified for support. Let's take an example. There's a banyan tree. If you see, it's the biggest tree, not biggest tree, just a large tree. In simple term is a large tree. So to support the large canopy of this tree, there are hanging roots which act like a pillar. These roots are known as the prop roots. So these are roots which supports the plant. Another example is that in maize or sugarcane, there are some roots which arise from the node. These are adventitious roots which support the plant for growth. Such roots are known as stilt root. So the stilt root of maize and sugarcane and the prop root of banyan are examples for root modified for support. Another modification is that for respiration, roots are modified. The rhizophora plant, which is seen in the marshy and salty areas, some roots come out of the soil and vertically, like this. If you see in the picture, these are roots which come out of the soil for respiration. These type of roots are known as pneumatophores, which helps the plants like Rhizophora for respiration in such marshy areas. So these are the basic modification of the root. So that's all for today's session. If you have a doubt or queries regarding this topic, please comment on the section below and wait for more videos. We'll be doing more videos on this topic. So thank you.